Have you ever wondered if some people, even though they may seem harmless, could be bringing a negative charge into your home? Think about it. Without you realizing it, you may be allowing something that disturbs your peace, undermines your prosperity, and even threatens your spiritual health to cross the threshold of your home. Padre Pio, a deeply respected figure and one of the most influential saints, had a keen understanding of the spiritual forces at work in our lives. He warned that certain presences can pave the way for evil, and that it is essential to be cautious about who we let into our home. At this moment, type the following in the comments: Padre Pio, keep negative people out of my life. But who are these people we should avoid? And why do they have the power to negatively influence our home environment? In this video, we will delve into Padre Pio's warnings about the 3 people who should never be invited into your home. Let's uncover the reasons behind this advice and how it can profoundly affect both your life and the lives of your loved ones. By the end of this video, you will be better prepared to protect your home and soul from unwanted energies and negative spiritual influences. Please don't be selfish and share this information with as many people as possible. Therefore, I invite you to watch until the end, because the revelations we make here could transform how you perceive your personal relationships and the space you call home. This is not just a simple warning. It's a shift in perspective that can make all the difference in your life. Get ready to discover something that could impact your everyday decisions and ensure that your home remains a safe haven, immune to the negative forces that often disguise themselves behind familiar faces and seemingly harmless behaviors. This knowledge, derived from the wisdom of a saint as profound as Padre Pio, is a true spiritual treasure. He not only alerts us, but gives us the power to act to protect what is most sacred to us, our home and our inner peace. If you value the serenity of your home and want to keep it free from harmful spiritual influences, this video is essential for you. So don't leave here. Every second of this content is essential for you to understand how to identify and avoid these presences that could be sabotaging your happiness and well-being without you even realizing it. What you will learn today could forever change the way you view the people around you, and more importantly, how you choose who has access to your most intimate space. Let's uncover these truths together and ensure that your home remains a protected sanctuary. Let's go. The first person, the person of doubtful faith. Padre Pio always emphasized that faith is our first line of defense against the forces of evil. He firmly believed that a blessed home is a spiritual fortress, a place where the divine presence is manifested and where negative influences are kept at bay. However, this protection can be compromised when you allow someone with questionable or weakened faith into your home. Those who do not hold a firm belief, or who constantly question or ridicule the faith, may inadvertently bring with them an atmosphere of doubt, skepticism, and negativity. These people, even without malicious intent, can open gaps for unwanted spiritual influences, weakening the spiritual protection of your home. Doubt is a seed that, if planted in a sacred environment, can grow and stifle serenity and harmony. Padre Pio believed that unshakable faith is like a shield, and any crack in that shield can allow in forces that work against the spiritual well-being of everyone in the house. It is important to remember that faith is not just a personal matter, but also a collective energy that permeates the environment around us. When a person of doubtful faith comes into contact with your sacred space, they can, without realizing it, transfer part of their uncertainties and hesitations, creating a heavy and disharmonious atmosphere. This influence may be subtle, but its effects can manifest in many ways, from increased tension and conflict to a general feeling of discomfort that seems to come out of nowhere. Attention, Right now, there is a person who always brings negative energy into your life. Be very careful. You need to protect yourself with a lot of prayer. You need to pray every day, otherwise your life will be at great risk. If you want protection for your life, you need to download the ebook, The Power of Padre Pio. This ebook contains prayers for all moments. If you want to live a life of divine protection, click on the link in the first pinned comment and download The Power of Padre Pio right now. A real example of this situation is that of a family who, moved by compassion, decided to host a friend who had strayed from the faith and had become skeptical of everything involving religion and spirituality. Shortly thereafter, the family began to notice disturbing changes in their home. What was once a peaceful and harmonious environment has turned into a place of constant disagreements and discomfort. The sense of tranquility they had always enjoyed simply disappeared. Concerned, they sought guidance from a priest who warned them about the spiritual influence that their skeptical friend could be having on the home. The priest recommended that the family take steps to strengthen the spiritual protection of the home, including practicing regular prayers and reevaluating who they allowed to cross the threshold of their residence. After following this advice, the family noticed an immediate change in the atmosphere at home. The peace that previously seemed lost was restored, and the environment once again became a haven of serenity and spiritual security. This example illustrates how the presence of someone with questionable faith can profoundly impact the energy of a home, highlighting the importance of being selective about who we allow into our most intimate spaces. Second person, the person who carries resentment. Padre Pio often warned about the danger of allowing people who carry resentment in their hearts to enter our homes. Resentment is a deep spiritual wound that, if not healed, can easily evolve into even more destructive feelings, such as hatred and bitterness. This negative energy, although often silent, is incredibly powerful and can spread insidiously, contaminating the environment and affecting everyone who lives under the same roof. When someone who harbors unresolved resentments enters your home, it is as if you are allowing a dark cloud to hang over your home. This type of energy can take root in the hearts of those who reside there, generating inexplicable tensions, frequent conflicts, and a general feeling of discomfort that seems to have no clear origin. Padre Pio firmly believed that these negative emotions can open doors to spiritual influences that compromise the harmony and peace of any environment. Resentment, according to Padre Pio, is one of the most dangerous emotions that a human being can carry, as it not only affects those who feel it, but also those around them. He taught that before opening the doors of your home to someone, it was crucial to discern whether that person was carrying hurts or grudges that could turn the family environment into an emotional battlefield. The negativity that emanates from someone like this may be subtle, but its consequences can be devastating, creating divisions, instigating arguments, and destroying the peace we hold dear. Padre Pio always recommended that, before welcoming anyone into his home, a reflection be made on the emotional and spiritual state of that visitor. If there are signs that this person is surrounded by feelings of resentment or hurt, it is best to maintain a certain distance until they find healing for their emotional wounds. Protecting the peace and serenity of your home should always be a priority. An example that clearly illustrates this teaching is that of a woman who, with the intention of supporting a friend in a difficult time, welcomed her into her home. This friend was going through an extremely painful divorce and carried deep resentment toward her ex-husband. Over time, the woman began to notice that the atmosphere in her home, once peaceful and harmonious, was changing. Small arguments between family members began to break out for no apparent reason, and the feeling of peace seemed to have been replaced by constant tension. It was only after a conversation with a priest that the woman understood the negative influence that her friend's resentment was having on her family. With the guidance she received, she made the difficult decision to help her friend find another place to stay and began a period of prayer and blessings in her home. Shortly afterwards, harmony was restored and peace once again reigned in her home. This example serves as a powerful reminder that resentment is a destructive energy that can easily spread, affecting not only the person carrying it, but also everyone around them. Third and final person who should never enter your home, the jealous person. The third type of person that Padre Pio advised to keep away from your home is someone who carries envy in their heart. Envy, according to Padre Pio, is a powerful spiritual poison capable of destroying relationships, sowing disharmony, and attracting a series of misfortunes into any environment. Unlike other negative emotions, envy is often disguised by smiles and seemingly harmless words, but the energy it carries can be devastating and deeply corrosive to the well-being of your home. Jealous people have a subtle but dangerous tendency to spread gossip, encourage destructive comparisons, and, most worryingly, open doors to negative spiritual influences. This energy can seep in almost imperceptibly, creating an environment of tension and discomfort that over time can undermine the peace and happiness you value in your home. Envy is like a spiritual virus, silent but highly contagious, capable of spreading and causing havoc not only in the life of the envious person, but also in the lives of those around him. Padre Pio often spoke about the dangers of envy and how it can serve as an open door to evil. He believed that envy is a manifestation of deep spiritual dissatisfaction, and that, if not combated, it can attract negative forces that impact not only the envious person, but also those in their closest circle. Allowing someone who harbors envy into your home is like allowing a poisonous snake to sneak into your sacred space. The negativity that these people bring can slowly poison relationships within the home, create divisions, generate disagreements, and even attract financial problems and other unexpected misfortunes. Before opening the doors of your home to someone, it is essential to carefully observe that person's intentions and emotional state. Envy, however masked it may be, can be perceived by small signs, subtly derogatory comments, a look of disdain at your achievements, or even a tone of voice that suggests that your success or happiness causes discomfort to the other person. Recognizing these signs and acting cautiously is crucial to protecting your home and those you love. An example that perfectly illustrates the destructive power of envy is that of a successful businessman who, driven by nostalgia, decided to host an old childhood friend in his home. This friend, despite appearances, carried a deep resentment for never achieving the same level of success. At first, everything seemed normal, but soon the businessman began to notice a series of inexplicable problems in his business, which until then had always prospered. Consulting a spiritual advisor, it was revealed that his friend's envy was attracting negative energy that directly affected his luck and prosperity. With this new perception, the businessman took measures to ward off this negative influence, asked his friend to find another place to stay, and reinforced the spiritual protection of his home and business. Soon, the difficulties began to dissipate, and prosperity became part of his life again. Padre Pio, throughout his life and ministry, was always a beacon of wisdom and spiritual guidance. His deep connection with the divine allowed him to see beyond the visible, identifying the subtleties of negative forces that can influence our lives in ways we often don't realize. Through his words and teachings, he left us a legacy of spiritual protection, especially with regard to preserving peace and harmony in our homes. The house, for Padre Pio, was much more than a simple physical space. It was a sanctuary, a spiritual refuge that needed to be carefully protected from negative influences. When Padre Pio identified the three people we should never let into our homes, those of doubtful faith, those who harbor resentment, and those who are envious, he was not just giving us practical advice, but rather offering a true spiritual guide for maintaining holiness and serenity of our homes. He knew that the energies we allow into our homes have a profound impact not only on us, but on our entire family. The home, according to him, should be a place where peace, harmony, and the divine presence can flourish without hindrance. However, these qualities can be easily disturbed by the presence of individuals who carry energies and intentions that are not aligned with good. Firstly, faith is one of the most important foundations on which to build a truly protected home. Padre Pio always emphasized that unshakable faith is the first shield against the forces of evil. When we allow someone with doubtful faith to enter our home, we are often, without realizing it, weakening this spiritual protection. Doubt, as we have already mentioned, is a dangerous seed that can germinate and grow, suffocating the genuine faith that should nourish the family environment. People who constantly question, mock, or devalue faith can, even without malicious intent, create an atmosphere of insecurity and skepticism. This atmosphere can eventually open doors to negative spiritual influences, compromising the peace that we cherish so much in our homes. The second category of people we should keep at a distance, according to Padre Pio, are those who carry resentment in their hearts. Resentment is a deeply corrosive emotion, which has the power to poison not only the soul of the person who feels it, but also the environment in which that person lives. When someone who carries unresolved hurts and grudges enters our home, it is as if a dark cloud settles over our home, obscuring the light and positivity that should permeate every corner. Resentment can turn what was once a place of peace and harmony into a space of conflict and disagreement. Padre Pio knew that these negative energies, if not controlled, could spread, affecting everyone around him. Therefore, he always recommended constant spiritual vigilance, making sure that those we welcome into our homes are not carrying emotional burdens that could contaminate our spiritual sanctuary. Finally, envy is perhaps one of the most insidious forms of negativity that can enter a home. Envious people often disguise their true feelings under a mask of friendship or cordiality, but the energy they carry can be devastating. Envy is a destructive force that can cause disharmony, create conflict, and attract misfortune into our home. Padre Pio often spoke about the destructive power of envy and how it can open doors to evil. When we allow an envious person into our home, we risk allowing their negative energy to affect every aspect of our lives, from our relationships to our financial prosperity. This influence can manifest itself in subtle ways, but its effects can be profoundly damaging. In his wisdom, Padre Pio not only identified these people as dangerous to the home environment, but also taught us to be vigilant regarding the energies we allow into our homes. He knew that spiritual protection is a crucial aspect of everyday life, and that to keep this protection intact, we need to be selective and careful about who we invite into our sacred space. It's not about rejecting or isolating people from our lives, but about being aware of the influence they can have on our spiritual and emotional well-being. Remember that your home is, in essence, a reflection of your soul. The people you allow into it have a direct impact on the energy and atmosphere you and your family experience on a daily basis. If something seems to be wrong in your home, it may be time to reevaluate who you are taking in. Sometimes the key to restoring peace is simply being more careful about who you let in. Spiritual vigilance is an act of love for yourself, your family, and your sacred space. The moral of all this is clear. Protecting our home goes beyond physical barriers. It also involves a spiritual defense, protection against negative energies that can penetrate our lives through people who often seem harmless. By being selective about who we allow into our home, we are, in fact, ensuring the peace, harmony, and protection of everyone who lives there. Therefore, follow the teachings of Padre Pio and be aware of the influences you allow into your life. After all, the peace and serenity of your home are priceless treasures that deserve to be preserved at all costs. If this content was useful to you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share this video with friends and family. Your participation helps spread this important message and protect more homes from negative influences. Until next time, and may God bless you and your home.